Derek Carr. His job status seems to be up in the air. Earlier this month, Adam Schefter reported the Raiders are poised to pursue Tom Brady if Brady doesn't re-sign with the Patriots. So where does all of that leave Derek Carr? Well, that's the question. And yesterday, he being Derek Carr, just randomly posted this picture to Instagram. That, of course, is his former teammate, Khalil Mack, who left the Raiders under extraordinary circumstances. We all remember how that worked. So he just posts that with no words, Carr does, and just allows us to decipher the meaning.
Well, let me put words to it.
Please. Come on.
I feel you, dog. That's what Derek Carr said to Khalil Mack because I'm out of here. Derek Carr has been tremendously disrespected by the Oakland Raiders. Like, we start talking about relationships, and we've been talking about Dak for the last month, and he should be paid or not.
Yeah.
When was this? At the MMA fight.
Yeah.
A day later, it came out that the Raiders were going to pursue Tom Brady hard when a starter, Derek Carr, was on the roster, who is not a bad quarterback. So when you talk about disrespect and somebody like being there for as long as he has been, even when he came in, John Gruden was like, I don't know if he's my guy. What? Derek Carr, it's time
it's a quarterback who you said is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not.
Right. When you say not a bad quarterback, of course they're going to go after the GOAT. I mean, it's to be expected. Tom Brady becomes available, and you're the guy who they say, well, you're not a bad quarterback. Yeah, they're going to go after Tom Brady. Now, listen, I'm a 70s baby, right? I grew up on 80s rap, the 90s. At that point, messages, they weren't subliminal. Like Ice Cube, no Vaseline. You name names and you say what you got to say. I mean, was that Khalil Mack's birthday? I mean, why are you posting that? I mean, put something to it. That's subliminal messages stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That is understanding what Khalil Mack went through.
Come on, man.
Like
say what you want to say.
Derek Carr is in the same spot now that Khalil Mack was in. The trade and all of that.
Here's what I can tell you about working with John Gruden for 11 years, and he was on my old show every week for 11 years. His favorite quarterback is always the next one. It doesn't matter how good, how not bad Derek Carr is.
That is very true.
If he can get Tom Brady, if he can get Tom Brady, he's getting Tom Brady.
True. And that's the thing. Like Derek Carr, they have him for $18.9 million if they want, but only $2.9 million of that is guaranteed. So they have pretty much total flexibility. If they do, if Gruden feels like he can upgrade, then yeah. I don't know what Derek Carr knows and what he doesn't know. Personally, my Instagram is more or less pictures of me talking to huge football players after games. So I don't know. I don't know if it always has to have meaning or not.
I can tell you what they telling them. We don't want your behind. That's what they telling them. They've been telling them that for almost a year.
Yeah.
So I have another question.
The message by now.
I find this endlessly interesting. Dan Graziano, if indeed the aforementioned not bad Derek Carr becomes available, if Tom Brady, where does Derek Carr sort of slot in amongst other quarterbacks who might be the Ryan Tannehills and of the world?
More accomplished, right, than Ryan Tannehill, Teddy Bridgewater, right? I mean, now quarterback is eye of the beholder. It's subjective. You're going to have somebody that if John Gruden doesn't like Derek Carr, maybe Bill Belichick thinks he's great. Maybe Brian Flores in Miami thinks, oh, this is our guy. Right. So you don't really, but I mean, it's, spin the wheel of the quarterbacks and the teams we've been talking about for the past few weeks. He goes right into that mix, and he should be able to get a job.
Hit me with a stat, because Himbo be supporting me.
Yeah.
Himbo just 63% of Derek Carr's yardage last season went to a 6th round or later receiver.
Yeah.
And we've been having a conversation all year about Tom Brady going somewhere where it's weapons. Now, it's in the eye of the beholder. They have Josh Jacobs, obviously. Right. It's a young team that John Gruden and Mayock are trying to build. But the Raiders ain't the answer for Tom Brady if he's trying to go win a Super Bowl.
2 first rounds.
And obviously Derek Carr ain't either.
Remember, they tried to get Antonio Brown. I mean, they
did. They had
Antonio Brown.
They had him.
They didn't have a helmet he wanted to wear, but they had Antonio Brown. Remember when those were Antonio Brown's problems? Anyway, SportsCenter coming your way 6 o'clock Eastern after PTI with Sage and Kevin. They will have the latest on the NFLPA's vote to ratify the new CBA that includes a 17-game schedule and expanded playoffs. Plus, inside LeBron's lesson plan for Ja Morant tonight, and they'll be live from Las Vegas for the Fury Wilder weigh-in. All that and more tonight, SportsCenter, 6 o'clock Eastern. Speaking of the fight, we are just one day away from a fight that the entire world of sports has been eagerly waiting for. And one thing we will not see is the classic weigh-in stare-down that's been banned by the Nevada Athletic Commission after the shoving that took place at Wednesday's press conference. And we are thrilled, delighted to bring the one, the only, Teddy Atlas into our studio to help us with the fight.
I saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw you.
The original plan, there was
nobody hitting back is easy.
I was just going to interview Teddy. I said, you know what? All of these guys are dying to talk about the fight, and Teddy is here, so let's do it. Here's my first question, then I'm going to turn you over to this
Can I say
group.
one thing first to my man right here?
Yeah.
Big man. Please don't say that the Raiders ain't the right place for Brady. my son is the assistant director of scouting over there.
Hey, the Raiders are the best place for Brady.
There you go. All right, I want to ask you this, because I had Max on yesterday. We were talking about how at the press conference the other day, Tyson Fury was uncharacteristically quiet. I mean, he's been on this show a million times. You can't shut him up. Deontay Wilder really kind of dominated that psychologically. Did that mean anything to you as they prepare to go into the ring Saturday night?
You know, this is going to sound like a funny answer, but it means something if it means something. And what I mean by that, and you guys probably understand in the sports world, if there's something going on, then yeah, it does mean something. And I think there's something going on. I'm going to tell you a quick story about years ago. Rocky Marciano, the only undefeated heavyweight ever, fought Jersey Joe Walcott, a great fighter, really a great fighter, great puncher. And he fought him for the title. It was the 13th round back in the days when it was 15-round fights. And Walcott's winning. He can't lose except by knockout. He's way ahead on the scorecards. He gets knocked out in the 13th round, way ahead. He gets knocked out in the 13th round. He loses. Now there's the rematch. Rematch is over here too, right? There's the rematch. And he told a good friend of mine, Don Shargan, who was a great promoter. He's not with us anymore, God bless him. And he told him what happened, because in the rematch, he got knocked out in one round. And everyone thought going into that fight that it was the Jersey Joe would probably win. He was winning easy, and he got caught, you know, and he would be able to correct that mistake, and he'd win easy. And he got knocked out in one round. So Don asked him, he said, what, Jersey, what happened? And he said, you know what? I did everything I could, everything, and I still got caught. I did everything. I was winning, but I still got caught. I went into the fight thinking I couldn't win. I'm telling you, everybody here thinks that Fury won the last fight, but in his mind, he didn't win. First of all, he didn't get the title. Second of all, he got dropped twice. He fought as good a fight as you can fight, spiritually, emotionally, overcoming everything he was coming from, technically. Every way, got off the floor. He did everything. He still got caught. Yeah. So psychologically, that speaks, what you just brought up is a good thing, because that speaks to what I'm talking about. Psychologically, I think Fury is going into this fight saying, I did everything, and I still got caught. Yeah. What? How am I going to not get caught again?
That's a great story, because my question is, because he got caught the first time, if you were training Fury this time, from a technical standpoint, how do you get him to avoid that right hand the second time in the rematch?
First of all, you can't, you know, he's talking about coming after him. I don't know if that's just talk or if he's heavy, and that's kamikaze. Okay. Because if he's really doing that, you know, then he just wants to get it over with. Right. Maybe he gets lucky, but it's not the right way to go. The right way to go is to box, like he was doing. Yeah. And the thing with the punch is, yeah, he's got the power. There's no doubt about it. Wilder might be the hardest punch ever in the history of the heavyweight division. That's what kind of puncher he is. Okay. For one hand. Right. For one hand. But like all punchers, he needs to be set to punch. So you give him angles. You don't, and it's kind of like you guys were talking different things like basketball before there's a shot clock. There's got to be a shot clock in your head. You don't stand in front of him 2 seconds. Right. Because that's what bang! He got, so you off to the side. My man.
We all jumped on that one.
Off to the side. Yeah. Off to the side. Don't stand right in front for that 2 second clock. Have that clock in your head. Okay. That's the key, because he needs to be set to punch. And one other key. Don't let Stephen A. hit those pits. I love Stephen A.
We're going to keep Teddy. He's coming back in the next hour. And we're going to have Stephen A. with you, live from Vegas. That's going to be a lot of fun. Stay with us all morning long. Teddy's not going anywhere. Also coming Coming up in our next hour, Dak Prescott could end up costing Jerry Jones a lot more money than he thinks, and we'll explain why next. Get up, rolling along on ESPN.
Oh, man.